name is Johnnie. I use they, them pronouns. I am a teacher. I go by Mixed Law, which is my last name is Law. I use mixed as a non-gendered signature as opposed to Miss or Mister. I started using that maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Becoming a teacher was an interesting process. I didn't go to school to become a teacher. I went to school on a basketball scholarship. So when we had like summer camps, we would run summer camps for kids and whatnot. And I would never get chosen to be like one of like the camp leaders to actually work hands-on with the students and with the kids until like I think maybe my last year. And like I did very well in that role with working with kids and teaching them different things and communicating with them and having fun with them, that my coach was looking at me like, I'm surprised that you're doing well with this, because most of the time I'm just standoffish. When it comes to talking to people, I like to stay in my own bubble, but I did very well with working with kids. So I kind of decided to be a teacher because I was thinking, this is something that I'm good at. At the time, I really loved sports. So it was something that I was very passionate about, like sharing with others. Sports helped me become the person that I am. Without sports, and I don't know where I would be. So I kind of wanted to share my passion with others and kind of help them along the way with their development, because that's what sports did for me. I did 4 years in a smaller district, Clark County, here in Georgia. Then when I decided to leave Clark County, I made sure to do some research and find different districts or different counties that had like that policy where they do not discriminate for race, sex, gender orientation. And the county that I'm in now, which is Gwinnett County, had all those things when I was looking. During my time there, I feel like they might see me as like a rebel without a cause type of thing, because I will always have like something different for them. Like again, with using mixed, that's something they never seen before. So it was like, I thought most people just see me as like a lesbian because they think that I'm a woman. They use mostly she, her pronouns, unless people that I've spoken to about using they, them pronouns. Since I was like the oddball at the school trying to teach the masses, I'm happy to finally be in a space where I am like completely myself. When I'm speaking to people and they use the wrong pronouns, I don't normally correct them unless they're in like my inner circle of people that actually know. Being a teacher right now it's weird because you have like the older crowd, which is like the other teachers, the administrators, people coming into the building that don't really understand different genders. So again, I said I don't really spend that much time trying to teach them. At least I wasn't. But like the kids understand a lot. It's been like a learning curve for me of like how much of myself I can display comfortably and while being protected, because I live in the South, so I mean it's still a state where you can be fired for being queer. But I feel comfortable in my county to where I can be myself. To a certain extent. Having coworkers in my little circle that I loved and trusted to help me be more myself was comforting. So being trans at work for me is being the person that I needed when I was in school. When I didn't come out until college. I didn't come out as trans as non-binary until after college. So me being at work is more of letting others know that it's okay to be themselves and give them that encouragement that, yeah, hey, you don't need to have it figured out yet. I didn't figure it out until much later. Being trans at work is just me going to work as a teacher, connecting with my students, loving on my students, trying to understand them. I think in order for people to really support trans people at work, they need to educate themselves. And it's not, hey, I got a question, let me go ask the trans person. You know, if that's not my job and I'm not being paid to teach you, find that information somewhere else. If you have like a quick question, that's fine. But I think one thing that definitely needs to happen is for these employers to educate themselves, to care enough to want to read a book or to go to a seminar or to go to some or bring in somebody that does this for a living to teach their staff. And then more bathroom options. I hate having to, well, for me at work is not a men's and women's bathroom per se, but there is a girls and boys bathroom right in the hallways. So in order for me to go to the bathroom, I usually go all the way to the office and use like the adult bathroom. Bathroom options for faculty who don't identify as a man or a woman, and students who don't identify as a man or a woman would be nice. One easy thing would be to make a standard process to ask people their preferred name and their pronouns, and even maybe have everybody put it in their signatures at work. How do I feel about anti-trans sports bans? I feel that it is very unfortunate. I don't agree with it. Like, honestly, I feel like people that make these rules, like, they are so stuck in their ways that they don't care if they make everybody else's lives harder, even if it's for something that doesn't affect them at all. Again, it's very unfortunate, but hopefully it changes. I'm hopeful that it will change. Hopefully, with more stories being told and more representation in media, that people will kind of understand how wrong this is. I feel like if a trans person is winning at something, they're going to be mad. Whether it's a trans boy who prefer to or wants to or should participate with the other boys, or a trans girl winning or dominating a women's sport, and they don't really make sense of what they want. It's just they want to make life harder for trans kids and trans people because this affects adults as well. My biggest dream for the future would be to, I think I mentioned in the email that I have a business. I have a clothing line, and I want so badly to be in position to serve my community a lot better, especially monetarily. I want to be able to help people get their lives on track. Not saying that their lives aren't on track, but like be able to offer housing, be able to employ some trans people who are having trouble finding work or can't find work, who will be respect their names and their pronouns, whether it's on their ID or not. It would be my dream to be able to be like just like someone, an anchor for other people. You know, I feel like, I won't say that I made it, but I feel like I'm in like a good position, financially, pretty stable, financially stable. I am loved and supported by my friends and family. I just would like to be able to help others get to that point. If I could give my 13-year-old self some advice, what would it be? At 13, by 13, I knew I wasn't a girl, or I grew up not wanting to be a girl. And then by middle school, I knew that I wasn't a girl. Some advice would be to just educate myself a little bit more, because, you know, I'm 31, so it wasn't easily accessible to know what non-binary was at the time. I probably just tell myself that nothing's wrong with me. I would let myself know that I'm not turning into a man. Because I would check my neck to see if I was growing an Adam's apple, because I was convinced that I was going to turn into a boy at some point in the future. I think I would tell myself to just continue to love on who I am, um, figure out ways to be more secure about who I am, and let myself know it's okay to not be sure about who I am yet, but things will get better.